I want to dive right in with one of my great friends, and probably I think as close to anybody on X that I know is similar to my point of view on this Iran-Israel thing. And that's Colonel Kurt Schlichter. 3 times a week, he's a senior columnist at Town Hall. He's the best-selling author of the brand-new Los Angeles Silver Bullets on the Sunset Strip. Colonel, ahoy, and good morning.
Ahoy, but don't forget American Apocalypse, the Second American Civil War, available for pre-order right now. It's amazing.
You never stop
and you
writing.
Have a small
You're a machine. You're a machine. Oh, another cameo from Stegall. Well, that means it'll fly. That'll fly. Another bestseller instantly. All right. Look, I've been addressing all morning, Colonel, something that you know is going on full well. I call it a debate that I don't think is rooted in a lot of goodwill from some, I'm sorry to say, and it's internecine inside our tent. I don't know what I don't know what drives it. I don't know what it is. Perhaps you have some insight as to what drives it. But my general position is I'm not Dick Cheney and Lindsey Graham, but I'm also not Tucker Carlson and Candace Owen. Okay? So somewhere in between is where I find myself, and I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed. I tweeted about that last night. I was like, oh no, I'm at least theoretically on the same side as Lindsey Graham. Time to review where I'm standing, which of course is a good idea, because you always want to double check. Look, there are a lot of our friends, very good friends, who disagree with us strongly on Iran. Now, my position on Iran is simple. They killed Americans. All the mullahs need to die. I'm a very simple cat.
Does that mean regime change? Can I just stop you there and ask, because this term regime change, very obsessed with regime change. I'm not hearing Trump say he wants to annihilate their regime. Trump has not said that. Am I incorrect?
I know. I'm saying it.
You're saying it. Trump's not, though. Okay.
Trump is not. Trump is. I think Trump is handling this remarkably. You don't necessarily have to tell people what you think. You're not required to be Sonny Corleone. Sometimes you want to be Vito. But look, I'm not interested in going and changing the regime in Iran per se. If all the mullahs are dead, that kind of necessitates it. So it would be a consequence of what I want to do. And I want to be clear why. They've killed thousands of Americans. They've threatened us. They tried to kill our president. Okay? They caused terrorism all over the Middle East. They want to get a nuclear bomb so they can kill all the Jews, and then they want to kill the rest of us. So my point of view is, if you're my enemy, you should die. Again, Michael Corleone, which I watched The Godfather a lot. I would say something stupid, and then I watched Godfather 3.
There's going to be an interview that's going to be getting a lot of attention, and the reason I keep referencing it is because I know a lot of this audience will see it or listen to it, and that is Ted Cruz joins Tucker Carlson, and they duke it out on this. And at one point, Tucker says to Ted Cruz, "You don't believe," and I'll just pretend I'm saying it to you. You don't actually believe Iran is trying to kill an American president, because if you did, you'd send our boys in there and deal with them. Was the charge from Tucker?
So.
You say?
No, we have a toolbox. As I learned in the Army War College, which is the party war college, the Chico State of war colleges, you have a toolbox of diplomatic, information, military, and economic means. There are various means to achieve your end. And just because you use one military means doesn't mean you have to use many. Now, I understand where guys. I wrote a tweet on what the argument against my position is, because I'm a lawyer, so I see both sides, or I try to. Same as an Army officer, you always want to see it from the enemy's side, so you know what they're doing. And look, they're not crazy. Okay, this is not. If you don't support attacking Iran, you are not insane. Now, some people who do are insane. They're like, well, the Jewish people are making it so I can't perform sexually. You know, that kind of weirdness. No. Okay, I'm not talking about that.
This is, and can I just on that? Not performing sexually, but on that point, what is? And somebody asked me this rhetorically. I'm genuinely trying to figure it out. a lot of this sounds rooted in the prosecution of Israel. And I need to try to understand where that comes from.
Well, look, it is not our fight. Okay, well, I think it is. But yeah, there are two countries at war. We're not in it right now. And I understand that you don't think we should go and help another country, even though it's an ally. I get that. But also, we have 30 years of completely failed foreign policy, including 2 wars that killed thousands of Americans with nothing to show for it. Okay? Not trusting the establishment to prosecute this war correctly or not to lie about it is not unreasonable. It's not crazy.
It's not.
I think in this case it's wrong for a number of reasons, but it's not crazy. You know, when you have somebody like Molly Hemingway doesn't think we should do it. Okay, am I supposed to start thinking Molly Hemingway's an idiot? Because Molly Hemingway is most definitely not an idiot. But she disagrees with me on this. I'm a lawyer. Everyone I talk to disagreed with me, Chris. Every time I pick up the phone to call somebody else in a case, they didn't agree with me.
Let me lean on your expertise, Colonel Kurt Schlichter. Let me lean on your expertise. Why is this different than, say, Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam? What makes this different than those?
First, the notion that we will prosecute it correctly. The second is the articulation of the American interest going in. I believed, I worked in WMDs in the first Gulf War. For reasons I'm not going to go into in detail, I absolutely believe that Iraq had WMDs going into Iraq in 2003. It turns out that turned out not to be so. Okay, so that's it's kind of a problem when your justification isn't there. Here, I don't think we have that problem because they're literally saying we want to get an atomic bomb. Israel's intelligence has shown it. Our intelligence has shown it. Though I don't trust our intelligence, I do trust Israel's. They also
so when people say, okay, so let me jump in on that. So you just confessed we botched the intelligence on the WMDs in Iraq. So what in the world makes you think this isn't a lie and a botched intel operation too? And the Iranian mullahs are just sitting over there minding their own business and being mouthy on X.
So I mean, well, look, if first of all, the Israeli intelligence is good. There's like 1 billion Arab people and not a single one's carrying a beeper. That's how good it is, okay? Why would Israel launch a giant, expensive, dangerous, and polarizing war if it didn't believe its own intelligence? Okay, I think it is clear, and frankly, they had a nuclear agreement with us about enrichment, the JCPOA. So they've got a nuclear program, and they want to kill us all. And we know that because they've said so. Keep in mind, they've also killed, hundreds, maybe thousands of Americans in terrorist acts and in Iran or Iraq, which I don't know. Like I said, I'm a simple guy. When you kill one of my guys, I think we should kill everybody you ever met.
Do you think this leads, Colonel, to, I keep hearing this, we're heading into World War III. Here comes World War III. You say?
Well, no. Yeah, Russia's already said and demonstrated it has no capacity to intervene. China's not going to intervene. What, China's going to go fight a war for Iran? Come on. If you have a world war, that's not just war. You actually have to get the world and the three part, and we don't have that. As for tactics, techniques, and procedures, we are not talking about a ground invasion. Frankly, we don't have the capacity to do it anymore, because we may have in 1991 when I was in the Persian Gulf, but we are talking about air attacks to destroy specific facilities, which we could do without a real problem.
Didn't we do that to the Houthis recently? So it is different. And Colonel, I want a break. Can I don't know if you have the time. Can I hold you around for another break so I can keep picking your brain, your big, beautiful brain?
Oh no, I've got a lot of things on my plate at 5:16 a.m. Of course you do.
This is why we love waking up Colonel Kurt Schlichter in the middle of the night out there on the West Coast. He's good enough to do it. One of the few. We're grateful for him. Hang on. Stand by, Colonel. More with Kurt Schlichter, senior columnist at Town Hall, author of Lost Angeles and many other bestsellers, and more on the way in just a minute. Thanks for all you do. Anyway, you've got a fan named Jim in Peoria, Kurt, that just wanted to say hello. So thank you,
Jim. The check is on the way.
We should not, Colonel, we should not dismiss the fact that for the better part of 20 years we have been funding Iran. The United States is culpable in that. I mean, let's just be honest.
The last 30 years of American foreign policy have been an unbroken track record of failure, stupidity, fecklessness, and a variety of FCC non-compliant adjectives and verbs. It is we have. I won't say we've been our own worst enemy, but I'm trying to figure out what our worst enemy would do differently if it could make us if it could control our foreign policy. That's what I like about Donald Trump. He he wants America to win. And I like the way he's playing it.
Do you think he's being duped? Can I just ask you this? Because there are people who genuinely believe all of a sudden that he's been tricked, he's been compromised. Warmongers have hijacked his administration, and his presidency is over because of it. This is what they say, and you say,
it's those cunning Jews again. I don't understand. There are certain things in America where people just go crazy, and there are a large number of people, when Jewish people are involved, there are a large number of people who start to go insane and say stupid things, but also involving Trump, too. People go insane when they talk about Trump. So this is like the perfect storm of stupidity. In what other way has Donald Trump been manipulated and tricked? In any kind of long-lasting way. I mean, he makes mistakes. Hey, we're not going to go get the illegal aliens at hotels and non-Beatles strawberry fields. That was a mistake, and he turned around and stopped doing it, which I love about Trump. He doesn't hesitate to go, well, this ain't working. Done. But Donald Trump's position on this has been unchanged for 10 years and 2 days since he came down the escalator. So do these people now think that Donald Trump's a sucker? Because I don't see the evidence, guys.
I don't either. I trust Trump. That's been my default position, and it hasn't changed yet. On the immigration front, the border, he is backing off a little bit, saying, hey, we need them in hotel rooms, we need them in farms. We're going to look at maybe trying to soft sell that a little bit. You just wrote a column with about a minute to go here, Colonel. Sorry to rush it, but you wrote a column that basically said, let's deport them all. That's literally, we voted to deport every single one of them.
Well, let me go quick because I only have 2 Bulwark wedding nights. Yes. Look, I think, you have to set priorities, right? They let 20 million people in. You can't say, just grab anybody at random. You set priorities. That's not unreasonable. It's kind of silly to announce them in the sense that you're saying, well, we're not going to touch anybody in this sector. That's not what you say. You don't say what you're not going to do. You say what you will. We're going after the double criminals because anybody who's an illegal alien is already a criminal. We're looking for criminals plus. And I think that's a reasonable use of priorities. I think it was, and he didn't say, well, he kind of said it personally, but, I think it's just a bad idea to be announcing, oh, well, this sector's okay. You want everybody to be like, I don't know, I better get out of here while the getting's good, and they'll buy me a ticket.
20 seconds. This is a loser issue for Democrats, right? They're dying on this hill, but it's a loser of an issue for them, isn't it?
It's right up there with, I'm going to go hassle a bunch of working class cops on video, and all America will love me. I don't understand. I think Trump's greatest gift is having idiot opposition.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.
It's Chris Stigall, and you're watching the Answer Now TV.